Welcome to Learning Unit number 5. In this learning unit, we're going to look at global health policy. So for this week, your learning outcomes are to interpret the statement, global health equals local health. What does that mean? You're going to be able to respond to that after your readings and apply the policy process to global health issues and compare and contrast the U.S. healthcare system with 11 other high-income countries. So to meet these outcomes, you're going to read Chapter 11. This is one of, I believe, the clearer, easier chapters, shorter chapters, how we'll put it that way too, in the text. And it's entitled The Impact of Nurse Influence on Global Health Policy. So now we're expanding outside of our own country. We're looking at how health policy impacts many different countries and how there are organizations such as the OECD that bring countries together to learn from one another. And you're going to participate in a discussion board and complete your assignment number 4, which is the timeline and evaluation. So you're going to start by looking at, within your readings on page 268, it talks about the migration of human capital. So you really want to, and I believe it was 268, yes, that you're really going to want to review that term in your readings. And then you're going to listen to the NPR about the U.S. is hiring nurses from abroad. So what happens, not to the U.S., but to these other countries when they experience brain drain, when they experience this migration of their human capital to countries such as the U.S. So you're going to listen to that, and then we're going to get into 3 different websites. First of all, this is a January 2023 report by the CNN about the U.S. spending more on health care but having poorer health outcomes compared to other high-income countries. So you're going to need this information, especially of the 3 here, to do your discussion board. And then this is the Commonwealth Fund report. And this was done in 2021, another excellent report that's going to give you information for your discussion board posting, but really comparing our system to systems in other high-income countries. And the OECD, which stands for the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. And this one has just a 2-minute video, and just read through the website information to learn more about what this international organization does. Then for your discussion board, you're first going to click on this wiki, and there's going to be 6 different countries: the UK, Canada, Australia, France, Norway, and Germany. And you're going to choose one of those countries to focus in on, to compare to the U.S. healthcare system. So you're going to learn more about a different country. So first of all, please select. I don't want any repeats because we have so much to learn from one another. So there'll be 5 of those 6 countries will be covered for this learning unit. So just click on edit and add your name to the country that you want to discuss. And then no one else can choose that country. And our discussion 5 is probably going to be one of our more lively ones, but we're going to explore the healthcare systems and from other countries this week. So you're going to explore that country that you choose as far as their health care coverage, costs, timeliness, really any information that you're finding of interest. Share your findings, cite your sources, and you want to give us a little general information about where is that country. I mean, I believe we probably know where all those countries are, but just give a general location, a little bit about the country's population, and perhaps a little bit of the history of the healthcare system, and give us just more information. And then you're going to respond to your peers' discussion board with highlights from your own country's health system. So if you choose the UK and you're responding to a peer who has chosen France, you're going to kind of respond as far as a comparison between France and the UK. Okay, so you're not talking about the US here. You're responding as a bit more of an expert on the country that you chose as you respond to one of your peers who has also become a bit of an expert on the country that they chose. So remember, like throughout this course, there's 2 replies to your peers. And then the last thing is your change policy assignment number 4. Now this one is timeline and evaluation. So I know you've got a planned, change policy. So the grading rubric says for this assignment to do a succinct summary of the plan for evaluation and supporting processes and supporting evidence with rationales was articulated. So you're developing how are you going to know that what you have done was successful? What is the evaluation? How do you know that your plan was successful? And what is your timeline? What are the activities that are going to be done within that period of time? So, how do you go about advocating for your plan change, policy change through political action? So, what are your actions and what is the anticipated timeline? And then, how do you know when you're done that you were successful? What were the measures that you have developed to know for evaluation? I hope that makes sense. Again, I know there's been a few questions on some of these assignments, and just do the best you can. This is the time to say, okay, if I was really going to become involved, and maybe you will, but if I was going to become involved in becoming active and advocating for my planned policy change, what am I going to do? Am I going to contact my champion? What are the actions that I'm going to take? And what do I anticipate as the timeline for those actions? And then how do I know if I've been successful or not? And what are the specifics as far as knowing whether I was successful or not? So I hope that's better than, I hope the clarity is a bit there, but this is also more of a creative assignment because everybody is doing slightly different work and going about it in a slightly different manner. So please know, take a deep breath, and, really think about your input into how would you go about making this change, really advocating for your policy change. So that's it for the week, and I know it's going to be a busy week, but hopefully you find it a very good learning experience week. Thanks.